For months now, our CBS News investigative unit has been exploring the dark, dangerous side of online dating. The results of their exhaustive inquiry will air all this week, starting now. Here's correspondent Jim Axelrod.
She had all these buckets full in her life. My mom did. But there was this one bucket that was missing, and that was a male relationship.
3 years after Kelly Gow's father died from cancer, her mother, 57-year-old Laura Kowal, a retired hospital executive, decided she was ready to start dating again.
My mom was actually very specific about wanting to do online dating. It allowed her the opportunity to have more control of what she was looking for in somebody, and it felt safer.
After going online, Laura found what she thought was true love on Match.com. She fell hard for a man named Frank, a self-described Swedish businessman. His profile included this stolen photo.
October 4th, 2018, she meets Frank over email. Smart, shrewd, savvy woman. 12 days later, telling someone she's never met, "You have my heart forever."
Clearly, my mom felt the emotions of feeling loved and having companionship just through email. And I know there's a lot of people out there saying, well, how could that happen?
That's right. This lonely-hearted retiree who sought safety as she started dating fell for a man she never met face-to-face. Which is why, in the summer of 2020, Kelly was relieved that Laura's online romance seemed to have run its course.
And I'm calling in regards to your mother, Laura Kowal,
Until she received an alarming call from a federal agent.
who may have been involved in a fraud scam as a victim.
I called my mom, and I immediately knew there was something legitimate to this.
What are you thinking?
I knew it had to do with Frank.
Kelly rushed to her mom's home in Galena, Illinois.
It's not like she'd planned to leave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Calling the police when she found the house empty,
Effie was just laying on the couch when I got here.
except for her mom's dog, Effie, who never left her side.
I just don't know where she would have gone.
She started looking for clues, sifting through bank records, and discovering her mom had wired Frank about $1.5 million, just about everything she had.
I think as I went through and started uncovering this, I just became almost sick at just the depths of all of it.
In the last year, 2023, our best estimate is losses in the range of $1.3 billion related to romance scams alone.
$1.3 billion.
And that represents an increase from about $500 million in 2019.
Arun Rao runs the Consumer Protection Branch at the Department of Justice, which investigates online romance scams.
It's been a rapid rate of increase, but we believe that is also substantially undercounting the true extent of the problem.
Undercounted because people are wrapped in shame and embarrassment, and so they may not actually go to law enforcement and report it?
That's right. They may be embarrassed that they have been victimized in this way. They may be afraid to tell their friends or family.
They come from all walks of life. It's all ages.
All education levels?
All education levels. Doctors and lawyers to ditch diggers.
Even though retired U.S. Postal Inspector Natalie Rita saw it many times, it never failed to stun her how the heart overruled the head.
When you're signing up, there are banners and warning signs that say, don't ever send money to somebody you don't know.
Ron wants your money. Don't send it. The person pretending to be Ron is a scammer.
So people run right through the stop sign.
Oh, yeah.
As Laura drew closer to Frank, her family grew suspicious, and for good reason. As federal agents would eventually discover, Frank's photos were of an unsuspecting Chilean doctor, and his emails would be traced not to Sweden, but here, to Ghana.
You need to be very good in building the trust.
We spoke to a former scammer who called himself Emmanuel.
Actually, you need two things. You need to establish trust, and you need to exploit their hope.
That is it. So when we are able to do that, then we start extracting money from them.
Ghana and nearby Nigeria are home to thousands of scammers operating with impunity. They're called Yahoo Boys by religious leaders who seem to condone their crimes.
Many Yahoo boys, Yahoo girls, Yahoo man, Yahoo woman are going to make heaven.
Emmanuel describes sophisticated teams with specialists who could impersonate accents and harness technology to mask their location.
How hard was it for you to set up a fake profile on the sites like Match.com?
It is easy.
In a 2019 lawsuit, the Federal Trade Commission alleged that as many as 25 to 30% of Match.com members who register each day were using Match.com to perpetrate scams. 25 to 30%. Match Group told us in a statement, "We believe the FTC allegations have no merit."
Mr. Kim, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Jim Axelrod from CBS News.
After 6 months of asking Match.com's parent company to discuss this, we finally approached Bernard Kim, the CEO of Match Group, the largest online dating company, which operates apps including Hinge, OkCupid, and Tinder.
We've been talking to a bunch of scammers, and they say they're having absolutely no problem setting up fake profiles.
We're working really, really hard every single day to make sure that people are authentic.
I was talking to the head of Match.com, the man who runs it. And he said to me, making sure people don't get scammed, that's our top priority.
I think maybe he's not aware of what is really going on Match.com. Maybe he might think he had that security on Match.com, but people have their way around it.
It's easy to get around it.
So easy to go around it.
Match Group says it spends $125 million annually on trust and safety. Prosecutors do pursue cases against the scammers when they can find them. In Laura Kowal's case, they trace some of the money she sent to scammers to 3 people in Chicago who have been charged with wire fraud, including this woman, an American military veteran and postal worker named Jennifer Gosha.
I thought we were in a relationship, and I thought we were going to build together and have a life together, and it turned out that wasn't the case.
Gosha pleaded not guilty and told us she's not a criminal, but a victim who was coerced into helping Laura's scammers, saying the Nigerian co-conspirator she was dating used her to help launder money scammed from others.
Do you ever think to yourself, I played a part in someone's life being ruined?
I have thought that many, many times. And I didn't play a part in it knowingly.
If convicted, Gosha could face up to 30 years in prison. She claims she didn't make a single penny from any alleged scam.
I am not someone who decides at 52 years old, after all I've accomplished in my life, now I'm going to become a criminal mastermind.
Kelly spent weeks reading hundreds of emails between her mother and Frank as she untangled their relationship. And just like Jennifer Gosha's claims about the man she was dating, Frank had started teaching Laura how to help him move money. It's a harrowing new twist to online romance scams. Laura Kowal was now an accomplice, becoming what law enforcement calls a money mule.
They go and they open bank accounts at financial institutions. Most of the time, the wire transfers into the bank accounts are the proceeds from other romance fraud victims.
James Barnacle, the head of the Financial Crimes Division of the FBI, says this is next-level victim exploitation.
They're committing a crime at that point. So they've opened a bank account illegally under false pretenses. That's bank fraud.
Laura went so far as to set up fake dating profiles that ensnared more victims.
There were some emails where she said, I'm not comfortable doing this, saying that she's uneasy about this. It just really saddens me that it got to that point that ultimately she was participating in illegal behaviors.
Oh, I love you, honey.
With her mom still missing, Kelly found one more clue, a haunting note.
Kelly, you have kept me going this long. I love you. You were right in your judgment of me. I've been living a double life this past year. It has left me broke and broken. Yes, it involves Frank. I tried to stop this many times, but I knew I would end up dead.
2 days after she disappeared, Laura was found dead in the Mississippi River, almost 250 miles from her home. Kelly has spent the last 3 years desperately trying to find out just what happened to her mother, retracing the last hours of Laura's life from Illinois to Iowa to Missouri.
My heart is just extremely heavy that she died this way, and this is where she was found.
Laura's death was ruled a drowning, not a suicide. Kelly thinks about her mom's last note and believes she was killed. She drives the miles between her mom's home and where Laura was found, hoping to solve the mystery.
I never thought that this could happen to her, but I'm sitting here today as proof that this could happen to anybody.
The criminals who did this to your mom, we're sitting here because of them.
And I have so much anger towards them. Because I look at my life now and my mom is missing out on all of that. They took so much away from me. They took everything away from her. My family will never get that time back.